In this video, I don't want to talk about a specific lab and how to perform that lab. Instead, I want to show you how to complete a lab online and to submit that completed lab through Moodle. Okay, so we're on our Moodle page here. I'm going to scroll down, and under the lab resources heading, that's what you're looking for. By the way, the video that I'm recording right now is going to be that link there. Okay. What we want to do is first get the data. Okay, so let's say we're going to do lab 14, and all the data is going to be right here. So let's get into it. There's lab 14, and for this particular one, there's just a single link that's going to take you to a PDF. Be looking for modifications to this page, including notes on the lab itself. Okay, but it'll all be under, lab 14 or whichever particular lab you're looking at, under a heading or a particular link. So there's our data. Okay, the data is a combination of videos that you're going to watch. These videos are either ones that I have done, or I think these two are actually YouTube videos from other people that illustrate the principles. Also include sometimes relevant information that will help clarify some notation or some language. It's like, I think this one is talking about the language that's used in the video in reference to this solution. Also, at least a little bit information about which sections will be skipped. Okay, so like we're going to skip part C for lab 14. And then in this, for part D, instead of showing you the experiment, for example, this video is me actually doing the experiment. So you can watch what happens in part A, and then you would watch that video, you'd have your report sheet out, and you record that data as you watch the video. The videos are great. You can pause the video, right, to be able to keep up with what's happening on, or you can watch the video again. Down here for part D, instead of showing the video of water evaporating, which is basically what you do with this, maybe a little bit more involved, but that's essentially what's happening. All I'm doing here is just giving you images, obviously, and some notation about the masses that you see there, and you record those masses into your report sheet, use that data to complete that section. And let's just take a moment and look at, just briefly, I don't want to go through lab 14, but just briefly look at these two documents side by side. So here we have the same document we were looking at, and this is the report sheet that you'll use. Now, this is a complete lab for lab 14. Report sheet is down here. Okay, and then for a typical lab, you're going to be completing pre-lab questions like you see here, as well as observations based on this information, okay, as well as some questions within the lab itself. All right, and each one they'll have a list. I'll have a list of what to complete and what to skip. Okay, so briefly, you would click on that video. You would have this report sheet out in front of you. You would watch the video. You would record the observations in the table, pausing where needed, and then based on that information and based on what I talk about in that video, then you can complete the table there. Same thing here. It's not me doing it. It's a couple other chemists doing videos for showing electrolytes versus the non-electrolytes, but same thing. Making observation and then recording, conclusions from that. If it says part C skip, that means that this section would be skipped, as well as any questions that are following that particular section. And then here's part D. Again, there's no video, it's just data. So mass of empty evaporating dish. You can read the mass off the scale here, and there it is, mass of evaporating dish, and you record the value here. And the data here, like notice mass and volume, mass, and volume of that solution, plus evaporating dish. And then you use this data to then do these calculations here. Timberlake is pretty good at this. Whenever you do some math, especially if it's a kind of a multi-step process in the laboratory with the math, what Timberlake does, and I'll just point it out for this particular lab, but know that she has this available for pretty much every lab that we're doing. Again, when there's a lot of math, I'm going to pan back up here, and what she does is actually show you a set of example calculations. This would be on page 160 for this particular lab, and is leading you like the 3 and the 1 and the 4 and the 1 that you see in parentheses. Those are not, data numbers. Those are referring to these actual lines, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is that data coming from in your report sheet? And then what do you do with that data? And just like the previous sections, there are questions associated with each part, and typically you can complete all of those unless otherwise told. So you record your data. It's handwritten, okay? Once you have your report sheet completed, then you're going to upload it into Moodle, and you only need to upload the report sheet and the pre-lab questions. You do not need to upload this material, okay? Any kind of procedural or introductory information about the lab. And then let's take a look at how we're going to upload it. We're back at our lab resources, right? This is still Moodle. We're back at our lab resources module. There it is. And now, just like it says here, there's links to upload completed labs, and we have one for each lab. So let's just click on them. It says you get one attempt. If something happens and that one attempt fails for you, just let me know. There's workarounds on this. The due date, yes, there's a due date for all these labs. For our online environment, if you get this lab in a few days late, it's not a big deal. 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks late, then I start deducting points. And even after the time runs out here, you first still try to submit it through this. If it doesn't work, then you can contact me. I think I have the settings to where it should allow you to submit after the due date. But when you're ready to submit, you're going to, add submission, okay? You can drag and drop the files into this little box if you like. Typically what I do is I click the add button, and then I choose the file from my hard drive, and click, and then choose the file will be the notation will be sitting there, and then you hit upload this file, and that's it. Okay, there's 2 different formats that you can use here. PDF format is preferred by me. It's easier for me to manage. It's cleaner. If you have a scanner at home, you can scan it in, save it as a PDF, upload it through here. There's plenty of free apps for smartphones and tablets that allow you to basically use the app and the camera on the tablet or phone, take images, convert that to PDF, and then upload it. And then alternatively, you can just take images using your camera on your phone or tablet and then upload it through this interface as well. So like, for example, that Lab 14 is probably running 7 pages or so. That's okay, just 1 image each if you choose that route. Because notice that right here, it's going to let you upload as many as 20 pages. There's no labs that we're doing that go over 20 pages, thank goodness. And so there shouldn't be anything that would prevent you from loading multiple images up through this interface. And that's it. Thanks.